Greetings, this is Scholar Saunders Singh. What's current? Still on my flat earth shit. Got it from the hater. The hater said, look, you gotta look into this flat earth stuff. See what's going on with it. Why people are flat earthers. What is their major malfunction? What is the issue? Like in my research and in my time looking into the flat earth phenomena, or if that's what you can call it, I just noticed, some of the articles are saying, well, at least, they're saying at least they're not taking things wholesale. They're not just saying, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I believe it. I have to believe it because that's true. They actually have a false identity, a false reading of the world, but the smidgen, just the smallest amount of critical thinking, if that's what you can call it for a flat earther, is present within their movement. So if you can call it a movement, I don't even know. What is it, a phenomenon, a movement? I don't know. But I'm here to say one of the ways that you can. It's from Wired article from earlier this year, entitled "How to Convince Your Flat Earth Friends the World is Round," and it gives essential, simple ideals for experimentation. They set out to say that water isn't flat. It's the same kind of idea that was conducted by other scientists and other people in the field who discover that, guess what? The Earth is curved. So when you see that, a building across the water, it's going to show that, you're gonna only see the light from this is from the article. Quote, notice that light from both the top and the bottom of the building should be able to reach the observer's eyes. As long as your eyes are even a little bit higher than the water, you should be able to see the whole building. But what if we have a round earth and curved water surface? Here's what it would look like. Now this is different. It's showing the curvature, and it's showing a person on this side and another, and the building on this side. And the person and the building are like this instead of like this. They're not parallel. They're kind of like bending because there's a curvature in the earth. We have Greg S in the building. Salute to you, sir. I have 4 likes. I have 4 likes and 1 person I can see viewing. I'm gonna just say that I can see viewing. 1 person I can see viewing. So Greg S says, salute Scholar, the Shadow Warrior. I'm the Shadow Warrior now, I guess. Okay, but I don't think I've ever asked you, Greg S. Are you a flat earther? Are you someone that supports the flat Earth theory, even though it's not really a theory? It's more like a suggestion. Are you a flat earther, or do you support the flat Earth mind frame? I'm gonna continue. This is a person. This person. I guess the author of the piece said that, guess what? I have a picture of this exact situation. This photo was taken on the north shore of Lake Pontchartrain, looking over the buildings of New Orleans on the south side. Check it out. And it goes on to say, it's fairly difficult to explain that picture if you think the Earth is flat, unless you think I'm part of the conspiracy and photoshopped it, which I doubt he did. Okay, just for fun, let's figure out how far you would be able to see if you were standing on the edge of a lake. Then he goes into a kind of like an equation with a S, meaning distance, radius, capital R, height, lowercase h, of a human eye at about 1.7 meters above the surface of the Earth. When the person looks at the horizon, it's a point on the surface of the curved Earth. Here's a diagram. So essentially, the diagram has the height, and then it has the radius, another radius on the other side, and a triangle, and then it has the distance from where the person is, and it just says you can see that we have a right triangle with the hypotenuse equal to the distance from the observer's eyes to the center of the Earth. So now we're just getting mathematical with it. R plus H, with the other 2 sides being just R and the distance to the horizon S. Using the Pythagorean theorem, we can solve for distance. And it has the theorem and what I can't explain because I'm terrible at math, but I think it's height to radius and plus height. Excuse me. What is it? What is it? Hold on. What is this? Distance. Yeah. See, I'm messing up already. Distance equals radius plus height squared minus radius squared. And you get, now we just need to plug in our values for R and H to get distance of 4,657 meters, or about 2.89 miles. Of course, if you increase your distance from the surface, H, then you can also see farther. But standing on the shore of a lake, it only needs to be 3 miles wide, and you won't be able to see the other shore. Yes, it's because the Earth is spherical. All right, let me answer Greg S. Not a flat earther. I've been to Thailand, so I know the Earth ain't flat. Greg S says you can pretty much see the curve when you fly over the North Pole area. Yes, you see the curvature anywhere, wherever your destination is, wherever you go. When you're on a plane, you just look outside the window, you can see the curvature of the Earth. Here's another example. They do a swinging pendulum. It's kind of tricky to set up, but it says, but you don't need a giant lake. You need to get a mass hanging on the end of a string and let that mass swing back and forth. Yes, that would be a simple pendulum, quote unquote. So just these little tiny, ways. A lot of people are like, oh, well, you need, high tech and serious technology to evaluate the curvature of the Earth or the lack thereof. No, you just need simple experiments, simple mathematics, simple or clear mathematics. It was not simple to not simple to me anyway. I'm kind of stupid, but if you have a clear cut idea of what the Earth is, then you don't have to worry about it. So that's the essence of all of this. That is the key. That's what makes this all possible. The fact that the Earth is curved. There's a curvature. It's a spherical shape. It's globular. It's like a globe. That's why there are globes. I mean, atlases show how there are different countries and continents around the globe, but it shows that on a flat surface, but it essentially shows how these different land bodies were, connected at one point in Pangea, and then they were separated. So you can't separate on a flat surface. It has to be a rounded surface. It has to be, spherical. And like I said, it's more like a squishy ball. This is the Earth. This is what the Earth looks like. I'll give you an example of what the Earth. Good thing this is not blue either, because it doesn't, it would wash into the wall. But if you just squeeze it, this is kind of like what the Earth looks like. It's kind of squeezed. It's not a perfect circle, or perfect sphere. This is like a perfect sphere. This is what the Earth looks like. Okay. Greg S. Let's see. Lunar eclipses, which just happened, just also proves the Earth isn't flat. I watched it. I hope you did too, with eye protection. I did not. I did not watch it with eye protection. I did not see them. I've noticed. I noticed when it happened. I noticed when a lot of dogs barking and they're not sure what was going on and things are going. But I remember that. And I always get confused what a lunar eclipse is, what a Earth eclipse is. A planetary eclipse versus a lunar eclipse. I always get those mixed up, but that just comes with the territory, I guess. Greg asks, tell like 16 more people about me so I can get these numbers up. I'm talking to you. It's just you and I talking on this electronic atmosphere. Talking in the electronic atmosphere. You were too busy slinging rock in Newark to look up and observe the phenomena. Yeah, I was out there pumping. I was out there pumping on the block. I was out there on the block. with that white stuff. No, what is this? 2024? No, I was with the fentanyl. I was pumping fentanyl, man. What you talking about? Slanging rock. What is this? 1983, 84, 89, 91, 92? What? Slanging rock. What is this? What are you talking about slanging rock? I'm going to go to tell people. I'm going to go tell some people about it later today. Okay, that's bullshit. Whenever somebody says, yeah, I got you later today, homie. Yeah, I got you. Just say no more. That's all I could have said. You could have said, say less. I would interpret that as either he's not going to do it or he's definitely going to do it. When you say, yeah, I got you later, homie. Yeah, I got you, my dog. I got you. Definitely going to tell people about you, man. Yeah, that's a bunch of bullshit. Out here serving on the blade. Hoping that I don't get cut. Project Pat. I don't know how his flow. He has one of the best flows ever. Project Pat, get big duh. He has one of the best flows ever in hip hop. You can't deny. Project Pat, E40. Who has another great flow? Well, Snoop obviously has a great flow. The Migos, if they're the originators and if they're not, the only ones, they had a flow and a style by themselves before everybody copied them. They had an original flow. It was like their own. But I think people, say, oh, the Migos is doing that. Oh, they went to #1, Bad and Bougie. Oh, we gotta get that too. So I don't know. Those are the top 3 in my mind, though. Migos, E40, and Project Pat. Top 3 greatest flow in hip hop. All right, back to this. No more hip hop bullshit. All about flat Earth. Flat Earth. So there's very simple things. This swinging of the pendulum. The pendulum wouldn't. Here's a quote from the article. The pendulum wouldn't swing just back and forth. Instead, it would slowly change the direction that it swings. This is called the Foucault pendulum, named after Leo Foucault. I think I spelled that right. I pronounced that right. Foucault? I think it's Foucault, though. Why does this happen? Let's continue with the article. Why does this happen? Let's take this to the extreme case so that it will make more sense. Imagine you have a mast hanging from a point exactly at the North Pole, assuming there's still some ice there for you to stand on. Oh, here we go. See? Assuming there's ice there for you to stand on. So they're obviously for global warming, and that's the thing. It's like, okay, we get it. We'll understand. The world is warming up. The globe is warming. I got you. That's the science. Okay, let that be. But don't demonize, don't denigrate fossil fuels in relation to global warming. Without fossil fuels, we would not have enough chances. We would not have enough scientific ability. We would not have the technology. That's the ironic thing. We wouldn't have all the different ways that they want. Because how are solar panels made? How are wind turbines made? Through coal, fossil, oil, and natural gas. Fossil fuels make those different products. You don't have, you don't start wind farms unless you have wind turbines, which are created in factories that are run by fossil fuels. So it's a little ironic. All right, Roz is in the building, definitely in here. Thanks for the 5th like. Dropping my obligatory like. That's what I just remembered. Yeah. Dropping my obligatory like. Thanks for the like. Now you got to drop or pick up about 12 to 15 people and let them know that the show is on. You put that in. 12 to 15 people. I know you got friends. I know you got associates. Let them know at your office party. And just say, oh, this is goofy ass nigga. You don't know he's wearing a black hat and a black shirt and a gold tie. He act like he know what he talking about, but I know he don't know what the hell he talking about. But he's entertaining sometimes. I don't know. All right, 100%. 100. But yeah, so It has a diagram of the moon, I think, going over the ice cap, the ice caps. But what I was saying is they had to cut that into the article. It says, assuming there is still some ice there for you to stand on. Like, come on, man. Like, that's the bullshit I'm talking about. You're a legend. I'm not your bro, but I appreciate the compliment. Maybe backhanded. I may not understand that completely. I'm slow, so for real, I understand that. But I'm not your bro, and you might just be trolling. I can't tell yet. Till I get 150,000 people in my life, when that day comes, then I might say that I'm a legend. I'm nowhere near a legend. Mr. Choice Star Terrain is a legend. I'm not even close to being a legend. Not even close. So this is all facts. Like there's no bullshit. Except when they say stuff like, "Oh, unless there's no more ice there for you to stand on." Like that's the grand irony. You need all this different technology and fast computing machines and different things like that to discover whether global warming is in fact happening. I mean, you can say it's like the flat Earth is probably simple tests and experiments you can possibly do to really drive home the point. But for the most part, let's just keep it a buck. Fossil fuels will forever be, as long as we're on this planet. And when we go off into different places like the moon and Mars, they'll forever be our main source of energy, as long as I'm breathing. Because you can't deny. That's why Alex Epstein titled his book succinctly. First of all, he titled both of his books brilliantly. His first book was called The Morality of Fossil Fuels, and his second book was Fossil Future. Oh, excuse me. His first book was called The Moral Case for Fossil Fuels. Let me correct myself. And his second book was called Fossil Future. So that's those are beautiful titles, because you're saying that there's an ethical stance for saying that there's global warming and that fossil fuels may or may not have triggered the global warming. But we have to acknowledge the fact that how life-sustaining and how life-supporting and life-enhancing fossil fuels have been. All right. The grind is commendable. Oh, I appreciate that. I am on my grind. My bad, respectfully. Yeah, well, I grind. I got to do this every day. I got to get this money. Height is the man. He gave me money, $100 in May. He gave me $100 in June. And he's working on it in July. He gave me $50 already. Then he gave me, what was it? $20, I think. And all he needs is $30 and he'll be in the $100 club 3 months in a row. So salute to him. Salute to Height. If he's out there listening or watching right now, salute to him. I appreciate his dollar. And if you can't do $1, make sure you tell somebody. Just tell somebody about it. Sustainability is an impossibility in the universe if decay is the default goal. Okay, where did you steal that from? Because you ain't get that on your own. I'm hating. I'm just hating. I'm just bullshitting you. I'm gonna take you at your word that you came up with that sentence and that no one else did. I'm gonna definitely take you at your word. But if I understand what you're saying is. Okay, let me read it again. Sustainability is an impossibility. So to keep on living is not going to be in our future if the universe if in this universe if decay is the default goal. I don't think decay is the goal. Laughing my ass off. I'm offended, flattered. Yeah, that's how I was. That's exactly the emotion I had when my teacher said I plagiarized or didn't write a story that I had It was a nonfiction story. It was about Cordelia from King Lear, and I was just explaining how I loved her, honesty. Everybody else, Reagan and Goneril, her sisters, were fawning over her father. Oh my God, we love you so much, just to get his land. She was King Lear's favorite, and King Lear, banished her in a sense, and she came back, and it was like a totally different situation. I don't want to spoil it, but I just had that whole point, and I wrote it beautifully. And there's no other way that I could have done it because, one, nobody else was in my class where I was. I was in the mountains of Virginia over the weekend writing this story. I was with a group called YAA, Youth Ambassadors of America. And so I wrote this essay, and it just came out of me. I just was like, this is good. And came to the teacher. She's like, now, did you write this? And I was like, yes. And the sad thing is, I had no bib cards. I had no footnotes. I had nothing like that. It was just like a free form essay. It was like when you write an essay without any, bib cards or any footnotes, anything like that. Any kind of indication that you there was something that you read out of another book or anything. It was just from my mind. I don't even remember what actually happened. I had in my mind of doing like an August Wilson move and ball. After she asked me, do you want an A or F? And like she would circle the F, and I would take it and throw it in the paper like August Wilson did, and never return to school again. But I knew that couldn't happen. I had to graduate, so I had to keep up with the bullshit. My dumb ass. Oh, here we go. All right, here we go. Son of the Sun says, Greg asked Mother Swan. Oh, okay, I'm not going to go there, my friend. We're not going to go there. So if Ert, I don't know if you meant to have that as an accent. If Ert isn't flat and spins around, how are we staying in place? Someone in the comments respond. I can respond. I respond to my own show. Simply, gravity. It's a little thing called gravity. Gravity doesn't pull you, it pushes you. It pushes things down. Once things are in the air, it has to defy gravity, like planes and aircraft and spacecraft. They have to defy gravity. They have to use the power of speed and wind and lift. Facts. The phenotype is a bit tricky to overcome sometimes. You gotta love it. Bro's a yardie, true and true. Yeah, he might be a yardie. Messing with the Yankee boy. Fastball. Oh man. Oh God. But yeah, so when you have things like gravity, that's the best thing you can possibly look at. Just take anything. This Listerine strips. Look, why didn't it stay in the air? Gravity. These pack of gum just fell again. Oh my God, look at this. Mixed nuts fell because of gravity. All that's because of gravity. And gravity and the flat Earth go hand in hand. It gives the Earth that shape because it has gravity. Gravity is, pushing down on the Earth and making it, what did I say? Like this. Instead of like this, it's like this. It's squished together because of gravity. All right, so back to the article. Quote, the pendulum just swings back and forth, but it's the Earth that rotates underneath it. That makes the pendulum appear to change directions as it rotates. And it would take a half a day, for the pendulum to again swing in its original direction, as seen from the North Pole. A full cycle would take 1 day. But wait, this doesn't prove the Earth is spherical. Maybe it just shows that the flat Earth rotates like a record on a record player. Okay, fair. But how about this? If you take that same pendulum to the South Pole, it will also rotate, but in the opposite direction, since you would be standing in Antarctica completely upside down with respect to the North Pole pendulum. But you don't have to go to the North or South Pole to do this experiment. You can do it at home. The pendulum will again swing in different directions as the Earth rotates, but it will take longer than half a day to return to its original direction, and the time will depend on your latitude. So this is a well-researched, very Wired. Wired is one of my favorite publications. Korean TV. I was trying to remember your name, my nigga. Korean TV. Salute to you, sir. Salute to you. It is almost 11 o'clock at night, and you're here with me. I appreciate that, Korean TV. Seriously. So that is the truth. It's in the late afternoon where I am in Newark, Delaware. And where do we get our gravity? From the forces of nature. We get our gravity from the forces of nature, not the spiritual realm or anything like that. That's where we get our gravity. Yeah, I need some flat Earth information. Okay, check out my past few titles. Some of my past few works that I've had on this. Did you introduce Bella Valentino to my show, Korean TV? Matter of fact, let me update this. Korean TV, you're officially a part of the Blue Wrench gang, along with Wizard. Wizard's in here. Oh, Greg S is hidden by Wizard. Hey, do what y'all gotta do. Hey, I can't stop you. I'm never gonna block anybody unless they are too flagrant and they have to get blocked, unless they're like spamming or something like that. But and maybe even if they're spamming, I still might not say anything. But salute to you, Korean TV. I appreciate it. Yeah, I need some flat. Okay, he said that already. Okay. But I do appreciate it. It's going on 10:30 where you are. So I definitely appreciate the fact that you chimed in. It's just it's fun though. It's good times. Here comes the. I don't even know what this symbol is called. Hold on. I'm looking for it right now. Theta. Okay. Theta. Okay, this is where the article continues. First, let's review what latitude is. If you drew a line from the center of the Earth to the equator, and another line from the center of the Earth to your location, those two lines would define an angle, which we'll call theta. That's why latitude is measured in degrees. If you're actually on the equator, the angle would be 0 degrees. The farther north you move, the larger the angle gets, maxing out at 49 degrees at the North Pole. My home in Louisiana is at 30 degrees north. So, the period of the time, let's call it T, for one full cycle of your pendulum would be time equals 1 day over sine theta. As theta increases, the denominator increases, which means T decreases. There you have it. If you take your swinging mass on a string and travel north, it will take less time to complete an oscillation. You can even record the period and use this to calculate your latitude. Of course, there are easier ways of determining your latitude, but I don't think flat earthers are going for the easy answers. Yeah, flat earthers, it's almost like the global warming people. Even though the global warming people have a greater hold on people because of the way they do. Gotta sit Greg S down, man. Crazy. Damn, brother, you don't need to mob me. Yeah, I do. What did you, what did Greg say? Well, Crane TV, didn't you bring, well, I don't, let me think. Her name is Valentino. Bella Valentino. Did you bring her to the show? Crane TV? Did you bring Bella Valentino to the show? She comes in sometimes and says hi. How you doing, you know? I appreciate her. But yeah, so I mean, global warming is a different, thing altogether. It's totally different altogether. Well, altogether different, I should say. Um, because there is evidence that the Earth is heating up. There is evidence that, but there is no evidence that the Earth is flat. They're totally different categories. You're mixing categories when you say something like a part of. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I posted your show a few places. Don't know if she knows from me, but you know her, right? You know her, so I think it was because of you. So that's why you got a wrench. Cream TV. Greg ass mother was on some BS last night, and my money came up short. Oh man, Greg ass is all right with me. He may get a wrench one of these. If he gives me another $7.38, I might give him a wrench. But Greg S is all right with me. He's all right. Yeah, it was here a few times. Never had an instrument. Okay. Where is Rich? I don't know. Rich James usually comes in during the 4 o'clock shows. I don't know. He's probably with his girlfriend on the dust, watching really weird public access TV shows and. I'm trying to remember what TV show he the devil. Oh yeah, The Great Satan at Large. Everybody look up The Great Satan at Large after this show goes off. He comes up with the weirdest, most flagrant, just offensive, just weird, just creepy, cringy shows. I don't know what is Rick James' tick on that. I don't know how he gets off on that, but that's his business. He always drops him in my lap, and I look at him. I'm like, okay, all right. When will Mother Earth do us like she did the dinosaurs? Well, it's not Mother Earth. There is no Mother Earth. There's only the reality of the earth in which we live. That's all. That's all we have is reality. And possibly within 1,000,000 to 200 million years, there could be an event where everything is wiped off the earth again. And they have to start all over. And there have to be, different evolutionary processes that will have to go on. They'll have to continue, and there wouldn't be raptors and Tyrannosaurus Rex. There'll be chickens and polar bears and there'll be whales and snails and still and hopefully us, because we'll be smart enough. I'm being very, very lenient on the smart part. I'm being very optimistic that we will still be here, because I think in 1 billion to 5 billion years, which it doesn't matter. It's like a non-factor. We're not going to be here. The sun is going to have a supernova, and then it's going to turn into a white dwarf. It's going into a red dwarf. It's either a red dwarf and then a white dwarf. I think it turns to a white dwarf and then a red dwarf. But that's what's going to happen. Are you watching the Game of Thrones? No, I'm not watching the Game of Thrones. I tried to get into it. I was like, the incest, the dragons, going back and forth. I don't care. I don't care. I don't like that. I like technology. They don't really use a lot of advanced technology on that show, so it was kind of annoying. Did you think Drake will make a comeback? He doesn't need to make a comeback. He's already here. He didn't have to make a comeback when Pusha T never ended his career. Kendrick Lamar's got a hot single, has a wonderful, brilliant video, but he's not going to squash Drake's career. Drake is too smart. He's a smart cat. He's very in tune with entertainment business. He was a child actor. He's one of the few hip-hop stars that were child actors. There's plenty of pop stars. Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake, Selena Gomez. The list goes on and on and on for pop stars. But for hip hop, name 5, name 3, name 2. All I can think of is Drake and Degrassi. I don't think bonkers will save people from natural disasters. Do you mean bunkers? I think you meant bunkers. Yeah, we'll see about it. Well, that's why there's that show called Fallout. I definitely highly recommend that show. Great show. Christopher Rouge, salute to you, sir. Thank you for chiming in. Now he's talking. He's talking that stuff. Edge Indy Sindensker. Okay. I don't know what the hell that means, but I think it means something about Danish. Bunker. Okay. Is there a possibility that people like Bill Gates and Chief and other people don't like the Earth? Why would you say that? What makes you think Bill Gates doesn't like the Earth and other people don't like the Earth? What do you mean? Explain a little further. If you gave me a better example, like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos, that would probably make more sense. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. I love that show, Fallout. Yeah, Fallout is a great show. Great show. No problem. Okay, live on Earth or live on Earth? I don't know what he means. Thanks for checking in, Christopher Runge. Okay. He's talking to him. Yeah, so we got like a mini party now. We need at least 5. We need 6 more people at least. Got 8 likes. That's not bad. Live on different planets because Earth is a ticking time bomb. I think that's going to happen. Within the next 100 to 200 years, maybe we won't see it. Maybe we will, depending on whatever we do. Maybe we won't. Most likely we won't for 200 years. But the people being born right now, as I'm speaking today, they may see, the planet, completely change, and people, going off into the moon, going off to Mars, different places like that. Yeah, so flat Earth is completely it's bullshit. It's bullshit. But this is the thing with bullshit. Sometimes it's fertilizer. I gave you an example with phrenology. It was complete bullshit. It's a pseudoscience. It's not real. However, it contributed to a lot of what people think of the brain. It contributed to that idea. It contributed to where the different portions of the brain, what they facilitate, what counts as speech, what counts as motor skills, what counts as different emotions. Not like on the phrenology part, like where they had love and bitterness or something like that, and as a map on the brain. Like they'll say literally, like this is the brain, right? It's kind of blue, so it might go into. But if you can see this, they'll say like this part is about love, this part is like empathy. This is part, stuff like that. But in reality, and what's known as psychology now, which used to be the philosophy of the mind, people, registered that. They registered that. Free my boy Loretta Jenkins. Who is Loretta Jenkins? True. Denmark over Sweden. Well, y'all both got some fine white women. Tell you the truth. That little block right there got some prime white women. I would love to visit those two countries one day. 10 likes. 10 likes. 4 people I can see viewing. 4 people I can see viewing. 5 people I can see viewing. I like it. We're working like a chicken bone. But 6 people. Okay, now we're talking. Now we're kind of cooking right now. We're kind of cooking. I'm not mad. Not mad. So the flat Earth. I mean, what? I want to know, you people from Denmark and Sweden. I know in America they held conventions. They held a convention that had 600 people. Oh, somebody took off. Was it up to 10 likes? I don't know if it went down to 9 or went up to 9. But anyway, what's going on in Denmark with the flat earthers? Is that a movement going on in Denmark? Did you like the last topic, Star Wars, talking about? I loved it about Christopher Runge. Yeah. Okay, you're talking to Christopher. Okay. Message redacted. But yeah, so it is so. I think it's necessary to talk about it. If you don't talk about it, then it seems to give it legitimacy. Actually, if you don't challenge it, like Mr. George Sartrain said before, he said, a lie unchallenged can become the truth. I learned that from him. A lie unchallenged can become the truth. So that's what happens with flat Earth. It's a lie. But if you don't challenge it, if you don't show evidence and show reality and show the truth and shake these people and say, you're going out of your mind, you're crazy, you're not saying it right. I mean, not saying that literally, but I'm saying, in papers and different articles and stuff like that, shake them out of their position. Yes, I did. The Chinese have a finger in everything. Well, I like what the late great Paul Mooney said. You got white and black people mostly out here on the corner streets and saying, anything helps, God bless, veteran. I used to be on dialysis, now I'm trying to get back in. If you try to read this stuff, you'll get into a car accident. And he said, it's nothing but, lazy black and white folk. Brown people are hustling flowers. Yellow people, you give them a bowl, they got a restaurant in 2 months. You give them a bowl of rice and they got a restaurant in 2 months. Okay, Christopher Runge says, and no, there is no flat earthers in Denmark. We have too high IQ for that. Well, I have to ask you a question, sir. Do you mean a TOO or TOO or TO for the too high IQ? I'm messing with you, man. I'm messing with you. The China do. Okay. Yeah, so all you gotta do is give a Chinaman a bowl of rice and have a restaurant up in less than 2 months. Give him some chopsticks. And rice came from Africa. Rice actually came from Africa, and the Africans threw it at the Chinese. They said, "Oh, don't touch it. Pick it up with sticks." That's the late great Paul Mooney. Salute to him. Rock and power to him. You know. Fake rice and fake eggs. Oh, I don't know. When I eat Chinese food, I try to savor the flavor and try to see, okay, this is real food. I just have to make sure. Every time I'm like, okay, this is real food. The beef and broccoli, or the beef and peppers, the rice, you know. I try to make sure I can discern whether it's real food or not. What? They send fake plastic rice and fake eggs to America. I don't know that. Okay. I love me some fried rice. Yeah, who doesn't? Who doesn't? I'll take some fried rice all day. All day. Take some fried rice. But my thing, I love egg rolls. Egg rolls are the truth. I just think they're just brilliant. It's just like a whole lot of flavor. You put some duck sauce and some soy sauce. Magnifico. I'm totally mixing up cultures, but still, you know what I mean. So, flat Earth, if we must continue, it's gotta be challenged. That's why I'm doing this. I'm challenging them. 600 people at a flat Earthers conference saying we're not crazy. Okay, maybe you're not crazy, but you're wrong. Vodka break. No, I'm kidding. It's gin. No, I'm kidding. It's water. So we have to really discover a way for us to be on the front lines for a reason. Because like I said, it could be anybody. It's like flat earthers remind me of the Libertarian Party. They can be anything. They can be believers in God and say God created the earth to be like this, and they can be atheists. They can say, there is no God, and this is how the planets were formed, and through osmosis, and we got here today. Like, it could be all kinds of bullshit. Either way. So we have to be on guard. We have to challenge it. We do have to challenge it, because there could be a textbook out there. God forbid. God forbid let there be a textbook out there. Let there be a textbook saying the earth is flat, and this dispel all the signs that you've heard previously in your life. I don't think there is, but there could be. There may be a whole textbook explaining how the earth was formed and how it's completely flat. And that would be a horrific disservice to the young minds of this world. I mean, there's 8 billion people on this earth, and then there were people mainly in the 19th century that tried to come up with ideas about the earth being flat. They were wrong, but they still made textbooks, they still made pamphlets, they still made different publications that were touting the idea, not the fact, the idea that the earth was flat, and then continued on. Personally, I like dog the most, but that is just me. I've never had dog. Is dog good? I'll eat dog if it's delicious. I don't care. They can call it Spot, Rover, and Lassie, and Rin Tin Tin. All that's cute. But if the dog tastes good, I'm eating it. You might pet it and put it in the bed, and you might lick it in the face, and all that stuff. But if it's coming up tasty, I'm eating it. So I've never had dog, but that I know of. But I go to the market, and I see ducks hanging from the different roasters, different roasting positions. I'm just like, hey, I was just walking across, just in the pond a few days ago. I mean, what? Same thing with the chicken. The less we see, we're away from the farm. That's the thing that's so important. We're away from the farm, and there were kids that were growing up on the farm that had pet pigs, that nurtured bulls, and the next day those pigs were roast beef. Excuse me, those were pig feet, and the bulls were roast beef. Dog is fire. Okay, what is the texture of dog? What is it? What is it like? Give me an example. You know how people say tastes just like chicken. That's a cliche. But what is it? What is dog like? What is the texture like? I've had duck before. I can only describe it as tasty, and it has a very greasy kind of consistency. It's very greasy, but it was good. It has a great flavor to it. So what is dog like, Christopher? What does it taste? What is the best thing? What's the closest thing you can say it tastes like? Another thing I've had a deer. I've had venison. Venison is wonderful. Oh my! I had venison bacon. That is the truth. If you had venison bacon, you know what I'm talking about. Venison bacon is the truth. It is so good. It's very sweet and tender. Very sweet and tender meat. So I would highly recommend you to have venison. All right, so how do we get from venison to flat earth? And I see one person in here. Doesn't mean that there is one person. I see one person. So flat earth has to be challenged. It has to be. You can't ignore it. If you ignore it, that gives them legitimacy. It says, oh, they're not even looking at us. Look, we're going to continue on with our mission. No, we say, no, we're looking at you and we're saying, no, there is no flat earth. There's a round earth. And we're going to continue to say that until you finally break down and figure out that there is no flat earth, that the earth is round. We have to continue to fight that, or fight for that ideal. It's our only way of understanding life. If we can say things that are true. Once you start saying things that aren't true, that's GIGO. Garbage in, garbage out. You put garbage in your ear. You put flat earth in your ear. You put flat earth in your eyes. You're going to get garbage going out of your mouth. And it's not off of your pen. Rick James. Yes, Rick James. What about lamb chops? I love lamb chops. Lamb chops are delicious. Very tender again. Sweet meat. They remind me of venison. Lamb chops kind of remind me of venison a little bit. Sir, the earth is flat. Salute to you anyway. Salute to you, Rick James. Salute. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you very much. Christopher Runge. It is taste the most like tender beef. Okay. And where would you find it? Is that like Chinese cuisine only, or Asian? Because Koreans, I think, and Vietnamese eat dog allegedly. I don't want to say everybody in the Vietnamese or Korean communities eat dog, but have you guys ever tasted animal testicle? Never. I don't think I ever will. I never will. I'll just say I never will. I have, Christopher. Rick James. Rick James, I'm sure you have. You had tours through Vietnam, didn't you? Screw the Koreans. They are gross. Well, that's racist, sir. I shouldn't even have read that. The views of Rick James do not reflect the ideas of Scholar Saunders and his affiliates. I got to give a disclaimer. Kinda nice, right? So 10 likes. I need 10 people in here. I need 10. If I can get 10 people to show up in this live by 5 o'clock, I'll stay on till 6. That's a promise. I knew it. We were talking about you. Where was Rick James? I'm back on the dust and having flashbacks. Having Nam or Nam flashbacks. Would you rather be with Sydney Star or what's the name? Is it T.S. Madison? I'm saying neither, because I think they're both trannies. If I'm not, I know for sure Sydney Star is, and T.S. Madison sounds like a tranny. So I'm gonna say neither on that one, sir. Man, we gotta fight though. We can't just lay down and say, well, they'll go away. You know, it won't be a problem. You know, just let them say their flat Earth theories, whatever. You know, we can't be like that. We have to be staunch. We have to be, standing post. We have to be ready for it. First, answer my first question. Who is T.S. Madison? I never heard of such. This is getting out of hand, my friends. This is getting crazy. All right, so I'm not familiar with these names, by the way. I have a Korean friend. That's how I tasted dog. Okay. Koreans eat dog like bacon. Would you have dinner with Lil Nas X or be trapped in the elevator with Puffy for 24 hours? Oh, man. Neither. I'm not interested in neither of those people. I respect that the young man is a homosexual. He's gay. Okay, great. Wonderful. But I don't really like his music. I think his first song was kind of catchy when it rolled down here and like I was like, okay, this is kind of a catchy little piece. Then he had the Nirvana interpolation, and then he had that really weird stuff about the blood and the Nikes, and it was just strange. And Puff, I mean, come on, I'm not even going to Puff. I mean, I think I beat him up enough in my past few videos. I would never do anything with Puff. He couldn't even shine my shoes. Lil Nas X is 100% on something. Okay. Lil Nas is the new Childish Gambino. Don't agree with you there. I think that Donald Glover, a.k.a. Childish Gambino, has a totally different style, totally different flavor, totally different attitude towards his approach to music. But that's the reality of it. 7 more. If you give me 7 more people in less than 2 minutes, I'll stay on until 6 o'clock Eastern time. He says, true. They both have an ear for the hooks. Yeah, I agree, but they're totally different artists. They're not even on the same level field. Totally different artists. 7 a.m. Harambe time. Whoa. 7 a.m. Where the hell are you, Rick James? I thought you were in Florida. I am the devil, so sorry I had to say that, but yeah. Actually, I'm sorry, not sorry. So wouldn't it be Hitler? I have dinner alone, and I'm the devil. I can break it down to you, but if you look for my videos, you can see I have a breakdown of it. So have you looked into the great? Yes, I did look into it. I didn't find the show itself, but I saw clips from the news reporters and them saying this is to Rick James talking about, have I looked into the Great Satan at Large TV show? I looked into it. I saw the different news clips, and it was very grainy and definitely from the 90s, maybe late 80s, early 90s. Um, uh, I saw the American flag with the swastika painted over it, and him doing the Sieg Heil salute, the the National Socialist salute, and that was it for me. Like it is for me now. I'm gonna finish it up. Not an objective show, not even close. But it's been real. I appreciate all of you. Thank you. Tell 15 people about me, but don't tell 16. What do you got? I think you would get some God political small talk with Hitler. J-Lo or Maya, which one you smashing? Neither one. Wouldn't smash either one. Wouldn't be worth it. But I appreciate you all. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for chiming in. I will see you sometime probably tomorrow. Yeah, so enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Take care.